Hello, good morning. So, today we're going to talk about things guys think makes them an alpha male. And we're going to go over the common sections of what people think of what an alpha male behaves like. This is more of a humor. So it's a post where it says things guys think that makes them an alpha male. Living in the West, in the Western countries, growing up in the United States, from what I've noticed compared to people coming from other countries as an international student, there's culture difference. People behave differently. I've noticed maybe more in the US, people tend to act tough and walk around with this, that walk around with this, like, I'm the alpha male, I'm the dominant of this group, or they like to show that dominance, confidence. In the negative connotation would be more like arrogant type of behavior, energy that they give out. Tend to see in social situations, at the gym, in sports competition, tend to show that maybe more. Also, indefinitely in movies too. Western movies, where young people, they tend to have that kind of alpha alpha male, or maybe arrogance in a way. Whereas the movies and TV shows I've watched, that are like in Asia, are less showing those characteristics. So let's go over briefly what are some of the comments here, what they think about, what guys think about an alpha male is. The first comment received 68 likes. A loving lady beside them. Okay. I don't know, just having a lady beside them is considered an alpha male. Isn't that what's supposed to? It's, nowadays maybe dating has becoming more of a challenge, but finding a partner is considered you an alpha male, then the standard is very low, in my opinion. And this person said loud, someone who's very loud. I can see that. People who like to act dominant, they like to show that they're loud. I grew up in New York City, and when I take the subway to the city from Queens, and in the train there are people who just like to act loud, and or in certain environments people just like to act loud and show their dominance, that they're bigger than you, they're more powerful than you, or they want to show their presence. Sometimes I just look at it as a cringe. Nah, you don't necessarily have to behave this way to get respected. It's kind of like a bully in a way. Loud. Or New York City has a lot of people living close to each other, and so you often hear neighbors who play very loud music. Not on the, like, playing very loud music. When number one, it's already affecting you, your privacy in a way, because your neighbor playing super loud music, it's affecting your time spending at home, because you're staying home listening to their music. And What if you're studying? What if you are watching a show that requires some quietness and your neighbor is playing super loud music? That, in a way, is just, I feel like it's very inappropriate. It's not respecting other people's boundary. You know your neighbor is living next to you. Lower down your music or put on a headset, a noise canceling headset. You can play as loud as you want. But playing like loud music or talking very loud in a way that it's kind of like intruding your boundary. I feel like Western people in that area is not as respectful compared to the Eastern culture. Eastern culture in that area, it's much more respectful. But there's the culture difference. Or talking about loud, yes, like people who drive by with their car stereo playing extremely loud music, like very, very loud. Why? Why? I don't like it. And they might think that they're alpha. They might think they're showing dominance. I personally find them extremely annoying that they have to play extremely loud music on the street that they're driving by to get everybody's attention. And sometimes the car drive by makes other cars go siren because it's so loud. So I agree with the loudness. And the city I came from, people tend to be pretty loud. The city I grew up in. Okay. All right. This person thinking that crying is just for girls or that therapy is for sissies. No, bro. Being healthy mentally and physically and being okay with sharing your feelings with at least your significant other is what makes you alpha. Trust me. Okay. One person said, an educated and polite family that feels secure with my protection and providing for them. This person, Patricia, she said, being promiscuous, unlike provides for family, respecting others. I can see that. There are people who online that often talk about characteristics of alpha male or how to become one, how to become a great seducer, and talking about having sex with having multiple partners. There are a lot of like content creators tend to promote those sort of behaviors, and they think it's cool, it's good. They think men should have multiple partners, and some even promote that men should cheat. Regardless which gender are promoting such behavior, I think it's disgusting. It's very unhealthy for the development of a society. And just think about the culture that we are living in the United States. There is so much cheating and divorces and breakups, and it's extremely unhealthy relationship. And I think those content creators should be mindful and reflect on what they're saying to their audience, because it's promoting unhealthy behavior, unhealthy culture. And seeing so many single parents raising kids, and kids grow up without a whole family, without both parents being around, it affects them greatly. And I agree with Patricia that a lot of people who think what alpha is being promiscuous, just having a lot of sexual partners. But have you thought about the STDs, the HIV that you can catch from having multiple partners? It's unhealthy. One person said having a big truck. And then Julie said having parents who raise you to believe in yourself. That could be actually a good answer. That's actually a good answer. Should be that way, probably. Believing yourself is important, and having parents around you growing up is very important. Fighting. One person say fighting. Another person say fighting. This one guy with the long beard, he said, the man who is followed by other men. Okay, so you're a leader, people follow you. And sometimes there are people, guys, who want others to follow them, and they kind of like have this agenda when they come talk to you and wanting you or demanding you to follow them, demanding you to listen to them. In a way, it's almost like a pushy salesperson. I encountered one time at a social event. I was sitting down having a conversation with someone I just met. We were having a good conversation, and then this guy approached us at this networking event, and he was very assertive, like in a way that was kind of like in your face, asking you a lot of questions, like where you from, how many times you been to. I don't know. He also said like, is this your first time at this event? And he'll say like, go around, shake hands, introduce to people, and asking you a lot of like questions about your career and your interest. But in a way, it's more like interrogating rather than having a conversation. He tells you what to do. It's like, like, not asking for your advice. I'm just enjoying my time here with somebody I just met. Why are you here offering your advice? Unsolicited advice sometimes can be quite annoying. They expect and demand followers. Just let people enjoy their time. Don't push people around. Sometimes when I get upset, I'll tell them, but other times I'll just like observe why they behave, what they behave. It's quite interesting. Susan said muscles. And then one person, Jen, she said bullying. Yeah, I could see that. Especially in school, sometimes bullies tend to show their dominance by picking on other people. Having the sense of control and overpowering. Let me check the time. Okay, I have plenty of time. One person say guns. One guy said eating red meat, rolling his eyes. Okay, Jamie said that those guys, they claiming they are alpha males. So, claiming things guys think that makes them an alpha male. So, people who claim that they're alpha male, see that? Because like if you're claiming that you're an alpha male, then you try really hard to fit in those personality traits into your behavior, into your thinking. So you try really hard to become that person, thinking that you are an alpha male, but in reality is you're probably putting a facade and an unnatural self of who you are. See that. One person say wine. Uh, One person said, "No such thing. There is always someone better." Hmm. That's actually a good mindset. I think it's very humbling when you think that there's always someone better rather than think that you are the best. You are great. It's humbling. It's healthy, I think, to think that there is always someone that may be better than you. That humbles you. That makes you not act so arrogant. And it's true. You might be the maybe the strongest martial artist, kicker, and then but then you're gonna get old and you're going to get weaker. There'll be younger people who's also trained as hard as you, also as dedicated as you, will exceed you by that time. So there's always someone that may be better than you. Okay, so this person say taking care of and looking out for everyone around them. That's actually a positive behavior. Um, One person, man of God. What does that even mean? Man of God. I hear that quite often. I had a conversation with someone on Instagram recently. He said, man of God. So somebody who believes in God is an alpha male. One person, camouflage. One person said, Joshua said, scoring lots of chicks. Muscles. Existence. Motorcycle. Shauna say motorcycle. Yeah, see that. Motorcycle is another one. It's like they drive by with the super loud sound, and I have this encounter once at the gym parking lot. This person with the motorcycle, he instead just exiting, he would drive around the parking lot to make very loud, very very loud, because we're in the basement parking lot. He'll make very very loud sound driving around just to create attention. Man, that cringes the shit out of me. Let's see. Let's go over a few more, and then we'll end this. This Fred said being loud and obnoxious. Yeah, agree. Lifted truck, white glasses, wearing MMA gear from Walmart. Big golden jewelry. Okay, well, let's go over one more. We go over one more. Okay, this one has 26 likes. Emotional control, self-sacrifice, mental and physical strength. Okay. So those are some of the comments from other people answering that some guys think that they're alpha male. What do you think? Why do you think being alpha male is so important? What motivates people to wanting to certain people wanting to achieve those characteristics? In the Western culture, seems like people tend to be more loud and obnoxious. Perhaps it has to do with the type of music that they listen to and the movie that they consume, and that in a way creates the culture. I feel like being loud, growing up in New York, people being loud it's a New Yorker thing. I tend to see that in subway. People who go into the subway train and they play loud music and dance around in a crowded train. That's inappropriate. I feel like that's kind of like violating people's boundary. passengers' boundaries. One time I was in New York subway and I saw this white elderly male. He was coming from JFK Airport. He has his luggage, and then there's a group of black Americans. They were doing dancing for donation, performing dancing in the train. It was a pretty crowded train, and they play loud ass music and then just dance around. And there's one part, like this man, he was sitting down in a chair, and then this black dude with his pants low, underwear showing, would hop on the pole in front of the man, and then his ass was so close to his face, to the white guy's elderly man's face, so close. I saw his facial expression. He was just very uncomfortable. The fact that he was just like, in a way that's just like make people uncomfortable. You have a few people. You're a young guy, and this is how you treat an elderly. It's just disrespectful. I just think that he does it on purpose in front of him. He wouldn't do that in front of me. I'd probably punch his ball, or I'll probably confront him. Like, there's no way I'm gonna tolerate that bullshit. And sometimes there are people who just like to maybe test your boundary as well. They test your boundary to see if you will stand up for yourself. If not, then they will pick on you some more. That sometimes tend to be a culture where there are like loud people and just a little disrespectful. So anyway, leave a comment, share, and put your thoughts. What type of videos that you would like to see me making in the future, and we'll talk to you soon.